I think we're about to hear the 2-minute gun. There it is. 2 minutes. There's Marty and Frank, our Fearless Race Committee, here for Race 6, our Sunday Jy15 series. We have a boat-favored starting line, pretty severely. Expect to see everyone crowded up there. We'll see who gets squeezed out. There's another horn coming up. Sounds like 1:30. In a race like this, the start is crucial. It's a long line, extremely boat favored, on a fairly short windward leg. The start makes it. You get a clean start towards the boat end of the line, you could be in first or second. You miss it, it's going to be a long way to come back. The wind has shifted even further to the right, making the boat even further favored. Looks like most of the fleet recognizes that. There's some great airless shots from Tom Van Scoik, our drone operator for today, who's been dodging the rain, making it more challenging than usual. Coming up on the 32nd, we should hear the horn soon. That was the horns. See the boat spinning in for position. That's Seth Barrows in 88 that just spun it around. Right behind him, Steve Tedeschi. That looks like the line for the boat. There's 3 boats to windward of them. Doesn't look like there's going to be room for them. They're probably going to get squeezed out, maybe 1 boat. There's Tedeschi pulling in his main, coming up with Lee Oldak ducking him, going down. It's not imperative to be at the boat. You just need to be up near the boat with boat speed. There goes Seth for his leeward rock and acceleration, and the gun is off. There's 1 boat that slipped in between Tedeschi and the committee boat. They're going slow. Tedeschi's moving. Seth had much more boat speed at the line, as did the 3 boats to leeward of him, but the boat was so favored. Tedeschi's in first, Seth is in second, and the 2 boats to leeward are following. The boat that Tedeschi lets squeeze in there by bearing off is now in bad air and going slow. He could use for a clearing tack to go get some clean breeze. 1 boat is going off to the right, but most of the fleet thinks the left side of the course is favored. With these right shifts, Tedeschi is pointing right at the mark. If it wasn't for the current pushing from right to left, he'd probably lay it from there, almost to fetch. But there is a considerable amount of current, which made the boat even more favored. When you have current going right to left like that, you always want to start up current. And with the right phase towards the boat, there's not too many places to be. But Seth really is moving. Tedeschi probably has a 3 boat length lead on right now, but with the waves and the current, with a good roll tack, he's right in it. Sarah Nightingale on the far left has a nice lift. She's coming up to that cruising boat, having to make a decision. All but 3 boats now are on port going to the right. Okay, now big lefty. Seth is now in first. Big roll tack right before the shifts. Tedeschi made a really bad roll tack. The jib was released early. He's sailing with his wife. It's her 3rd or 4th time sailing in a dinghy. She's getting better every time. Seth is cruising on that lift with the left phase winding up. He is now in first place. Sarah coming off the far left. Sarah Nightingale will be in 3rd. And the rest of the boat tries to pick their way through these puffy conditions, shifting back and forth. On days like today, you have to be patient. Sail the wind until you get your shift. It seems the left-hand side of the course was considerably favored, partially due to wind and partially due to the current. Starting by the boat, sailing all the way to the left to the ley line is what the first 2 boats did. First 3 boats did. Sarah Nightingale 3rd around the windward mark. Seth Barrows in first place. Steve Tedeschi and his wife Melody Tedeschi are in second. Seth has been sitting a nice lead all day. Now he's getting his breeze taken. He's jibed over to try to clear it. Tedeschi jives with him. Also going for a puff. Now the rest of the fleet is rounding. There's more breeze, so the fleet should condense as they get further down. Also, it's important you can notice that they're sailing above the leeward mark. That's because the current is pushing them down. If they were to aim directly at the mark, they'd sail a longer course, a banana course. So even though they're sailing high of the mark, with the current and the different phases, they're sailing a more direct route by sailing above the mark. Now at this point, Seth could bear directly downwind and get clean air because Tedeschi's off his quarter, giving enough space in case Seth tried to luff him up to windward and not get fouled. Now Tedeschi has a choice. He can sail right down on Seth's breeze or just kind of hang in there and try to hold on to second. There's a breeze filling into leeward of both of them. Nightingale's in it now. She's closing the gap. A lot will have to do with this jibe. They're on port. They're going to have to jibe to starboard to get to the mark. Seth is slowly pulling away. He's just faster downwind. He's probably 25 pounds lighter than Tedeschi is combined, maybe more. It's a beautiful shot. It's been stormy today. Rain's been coming in and out, making it difficult to get coverage of all the races. Tom Van Scoik was out earlier and had to come back in because of the rain. The drone got a little bit wet, but it seemed to have survived. There's a jibe by Seth Barrows. It was a good roll jibe. He extended. Tedeschi's in a bit of a hole. He's got to make a decision. Here's his roll jibe. See how it goes. It's not bad. Looks like the centerboard could have been down further. Now that we have the leeward mark in screen, we can see they're coming in. Now Sarah Nightingale is on port. She must keep clear of the starboard jibe bow Tedeschi. See if she does that. She's not making any movement to stay away. She should be jibing right now. She's not. They're 5 boat lengths, 6 boat lengths away. Still outside the 3 boat length circle, and she just followed Tedeschi. Now they're in the 3 boat length circle. Tedeschi will jibe and round the mark, but still, port tack boats need to stay clear of starboard jibe boats, and she failed to do so. Quick rounding. That little snip is because the drone coverage cuts between. It's twice around, so they've got to go all the way back up to the windward mark. The rest of the fleet reduced that lead. Seth Barrows is just stretching out, getting to the favored side of the course over to the left. Tedeschi waited for Nightingale to tack and cover. Now they're cruising back over to the left-hand side of the course. You can see there's more breeze on the left-hand side of the course and also maybe a little less current. The current's unfavorable. It's right to left, but also slightly downwind. Down on the lower right hand on the screen, it looks like a little luffing match between 2 boats. I think that's Lee Oldak and Jim Voss. They're tacking and covering each other pretty aggressively. Here comes Chip in 8th place. Doing a great job. He's improving every week. Sunday Sailing is a really great place to come and learn how to sail and improve your racing skills. People of all levels come out. We have people that are just beginners, learning. Here's Seth in the front, collegiate, Steve Tedeschi, national champion. We get some Olympians coming out. It's a wide range, and it's an older crowd as well as younger. So fun for all ages. Now going up the windward leg, Barrows is just pretty much covering, moving forward, and Tedeschi's covering Nightingale. There's not going to be a lot of shifts probably between the top 3. The real action's in 4th and 5th place. They're covering each other tight. See, as we move up here on the drone, you get a little bit tighter. See if the lured boat can break free and get to that, get a little leverage. Now maybe we can see Seth Barrow's tack. In a second, we're going to tune in on the GoPro on Tedeschi's boat. Yeah, there he is in the lower right corner. He's getting ready for a roll tack with his wife, Melody. Here they go. Not bad, better unison. Coming in on the port ley line, fairly close to it. Seth is in front and to leeward. Sarah Nightingale directly behind, and the rest of the fleet fighting their way up. You can see that breeze line. Person going to the right has better breeze. There's a bit of a current rip. Maybe we'll jump back in the GoPro on Tedeschi's boat in a sec. Watch his roll tack. There he is on port, rounding, tacking. Get the mark in his view with Seth rounding. Now as they go around the windward mark, crew shifts. Nope, that was a quick one. Quick jibe, heading downwind, getting up current. 3rd and 4th are tight. Shooting the mark. See if they made it. That's Sarah Nightingale in 3rd. Jim Voss and Mark Webber in 4th. Looks like Lee Oldak in 5th. With Bud Rogers nipping at their heels, coming right up. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th are really tight. Sarah's gone high to protect her inside. She's got a nice puff. Bottom right corner, sail number 10, that's Tedeschi. Staying between himself and the mark. That's the mark in his competition. There's Sarah with a nice puff. That should give her some leverage. Lee jibes on the outside. Sarah's sailing out of the breeze. Based upon that, it looks like Jim Voss will be able to shrink that lead and be right at her at the leeward mark. At this point, it's just searching for puffs. Who can stay in the breeze? Maybe catch a little current rip. When the breeze and the current are going in the same direction, you're actually looking for flat water in a puff. Here we are on the GoPro on Tedeschi's boat with his wife Melody. Most improved sailor of the week. Looks like they're about to flip to wing and wing in a second as they go by the race committee boat. There it is. A little conversation going there. So now as we pan out, Seth will be first around the leeward mark. Tedeschi will be second. And then 3rd, 4th, and 5th will be tight. They look further apart than they are, but as they converge on that leeward mark, Sarah will be inside boat with Jim Voss on the outside. A lot of it will have to do how well they round this mark, widen tight, and then their first roll tack to the finish. See Seth, jibs east, main comes in, nice and smooth, no pressure. Nice roll tack. They're on starboard. The other boats must keep clear. They often forget that. He had to alter his course for Sarah. And again for Lee Oldak. Tedeschi's around the leeward mark. Okay, here they are converging. Sarah's got to go tight and wide. She jibes, she spins it. And Lee, oh, that's Jim Voss. He tries to stick it in there and didn't fit. Made some contact. Sarah's yelling protest. Mark Webber is preparing for the 360. They need to get clear of Bud Rogers. Now he's closing down the gap. They spin their first jibe. Now have to complete it with a tack. I guess they're considering their first tack part of their 360. One continuous motion, but I'd say give it to him. So there's Bud Rogers talking to get clear. Here comes Voss to cover tack. And it's a bad tack. He's not easing out his main. It must be trapped. Sometimes that happens. One bad roll tack. Look at that. Voss was third or fourth, slipping to sixth. Sauer's going to end up third. Lee Oldak will steal a fourth, and Bud slips in for fifth. And Voss is going to have to follow Bud in for sixth. That's what happens sometimes when you go for that mark rounding. A little greedy, didn't quite make it, not enough room, makes contact, does a circle, and then has a bad roll tack to slip to sixth place. That's how quick it can happen. That's pretty much wrapping it up. We see I2, who's typically a crew, but learning how to drive and doing better and better every week. And we'll see you next week for more JY Sailing. That's a wrap.